The build's done. Now it's time to actually go out there and find people to use it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Owen. I am currently building SonaFlow, which is a centralized software to essentially connect all of the admin-based parts of running a creative business into one place to free up more time for artists to do more of what they love. I've been a freelance videographer / creative director for the past 3-4 years now. And yeah, I've seen firsthand how much time and energy is wasted every single day on tasks that nobody wants to be doing that take up so much time as you start to become a successful artist. And yeah, this is all my attempt to change that. So yeah, the migration is complete. Essentially, the big thing that I had to work on before sending it to the developer was migrate everything off of a platform that worked really well, but would be kind of fragile long term. So everything's now privately hosted, and I'm going to be sending it to my developer probably this weekend, and he's not feeling well right now, so I'm just waiting for him to feel good. Then I'm sending it over to him, and then we'll start rolling from there. But yeah, the solo build phase is officially over, which is really exciting. Sorry, I'm dehydrated a little bit. But last week, the day after I posted the last video, I went out and sprained my freaking ankle. So yeah, that's been a bit of a mess to deal with, but it's fine. It is what it is. It's not a fracture, so hopefully it heals quickly and I don't got to wear that boot. But ironically, what I've learned through spraining my ankle is that I really just needed to sit down in front of my damn computer. And it's unfortunate that it took breaking my ankle to get me to this point, but one thing I've learned is maybe that was the world's way of making sure I sat down and did what I've been trying to do for the last few months, because now it's done. Now I'm done building by myself. Now I can send it to the developer and I can focus on the bigger things. So a little bit of a weird way to look at spraining your ankle, but yeah, we're in a really good place now. And there's a bit of a shift. So I'm switching now from obviously doing a lot of developing and coding and building into going back to those battle plans and figuring out how to actually get it out in the world and get people interested in what I've been working on. So my plan, I'll put it on camera. Screw it. My plan going into the next little bit here is to reach out to a bunch of videographers. So what I'm building, as I mentioned, is a platform for creatives and for artists. I'm going to start by talking just to videographers because that's who I am. That's who I have been. That's who I understand. So I'm going to talk to them first, see if it works. From there, prove the concept, expand to photographers, DJs, designers, animators, whatever kind of artists. They can easily duplicate the skeleton and use it for themselves. And then bigger plans from there, but we'll get into that in a later episode. But yeah, my battle plan starting now is to find 100 different videographers that I can reach out to, connect with, and share this product with. So as I mentioned, my developer isn't feeling really well right now, so I don't want to hound him with too much stuff. But when he's feeling better, I'm going to send him everything, as I mentioned, and then I'll get a better understanding of how long it'll take for him and his team to play with things and actually get it to a solid spot to start really sharing it with people. So in the meantime, my goal is to get a list of 100 different videographers that I would like to reach out to. I want to get it all down on a sheet. So then once I figure out a date for, I guess, getting everything back and actually launching, so people can just go ahead and use it, then from there, I will do the same thing, but with outreach to those 100 people. And my battle plan is to take my personal Instagram account, my videography account, and reach out to other videographers. So reach out with the intent to connect and build relationships with more creatives, since that's kind of the core of all this anyway, and I really enjoy doing that. So ideally get to meet some more people on a Zoom call if they're further away, grab coffee with anyone local that I haven't met yet. And then after connecting with them, share with them what I've built and explain how it's helped me in my workflow, and I plan to just keep expanding on that to make it help more and more and more, and ideally just give a bunch of cool people that are doing similar things free access for as long as they want to what I'm building, and ideally in exchange they can give me some feedback. They don't have to. I don't want to force it on anyone, but ideally out of giving it for free and taking a bit of a hit, I can gain some feedback, make it stronger, and then help get the word out that way. So that is my battle plan. In addition, I have a second Instagram account that I grew back when I had different goals. Let's say I had built a personal brand account, I would call it, basically talking to videographers from a videographer's perspective, trying to help people with closing clients, making more money, shooting bigger gigs, whatever it may be, just everything around the business side of being a videographer. And I grew that to, I think, around 11,500 followers, which is great. But then it got to a point where I was getting pulled into what I've been working on, and my thoughts were going elsewhere, and it didn't bring a lot of joy. It wasn't a lot of fun anymore, so I stopped. So I have this stagnant account. Followers have dropped a bit. Maybe it's at like 10,500 followers now, but it's pretty much a pretty solid starting base for what I'm trying to build, considering they're all the people following it are my target demographic that I'm trying to speak to. So another shift is that I am planning to take I have a blank Zonaflow account right now, but move it onto my old Clarky Films account that has a bunch of people there that are interested in videography and creative stuff, and ideally start posting. Obviously, that's probably not why they followed in the first place, but it's been a stale account for maybe almost a year now. But by doing that, it gives me access to trial reels and a bunch of other features, as well as looking a little more credible when people are going to it in the early days. So ideally that helps with a little bit of that early stage tension when you find a new product and they have like 800 followers and people are kind of weird about things like that. So that's another thing going on. But yeah, that's kind of all my notes I got to hit on here. Pretty much this is episode 20. We spent 19 episodes talking and building and going up and down, and now the things actually, like, there's so much more to do, but for now it's done and it works, which is such a relieving thing to say, but it's also horrifying because that means there's so much more coming that I haven't yet experienced yet. So yeah, code's done. 100 videographers in a sheet by next week. I'll update on that, and yeah, there's just no more hiding behind a build. It's real. I guess it's been real, but that's exactly where things are at right now.